Richmond Town, and specifically to the basket maker's house. Today we're going to be doing a little bit of basket making 101. And it all starts, of course, with the material. And here we use white oak. And the Lenape Indians, who are the indigenous people here on Staten Island, they were the ones who used the white oak. The colonists, both English and Dutch, when they came, they were giving use to the Indians and back and forth. So here, of course, we use white oak, cutting down a tree, making it into 4 or 5 foot logs, and then, of course, we have to break down that material into smaller, manageable pieces. And these are the tools that we use to do that. This is a sharp piece of steel attached to a wooden handle, and this is called a froe, F-R-O-E, and this is called a maul or a mallet. And simply what they would do is place the froe on top of the log and beat it with the maul and continually hit it until it broke down those logs into thinner and smaller pieces that were more manageable. Until, of course, they started to look something like this. And of course, we still can't make any kind of a basket out of that material just yet. So we would continue to use our tools and finally, or almost finally, get it down to something that looked like this. And of course, these may be thinner, but they're still not thin enough. And listen, they're still very rough. So what we do now is we take our pieces of wood and we put them on this contraption, and this is called a shaving horse. Next tool we use is called a draw knife, and again, it is a sharp piece of steel, 2 handles. So what we're doing now is we're making our pieces of wood thinner and smoother. And the way we would ordinarily do it today, of course, would be to use sandpaper. But of course, in 1810, sandpaper hasn't been invented yet, but the draw knife was there. So here we go. And what we're simply trying to do is take small cuts and eventually get this piece of wood thinner, and smoother until the product looks something like that. And now if you listen, that's much smoother. We finished that process on the shaving horse of making our pieces of wood smoother and thinner, and this is the result. Now, of course, depending on the size basket that you're going to make, this piece of wood could be could be wider or narrower, and that would depend on the size. And by the way, these are now called splints. So baskets are made out of thin, smooth splints. We've got our 2 thin, smooth splints. We've crisscrossed them on the top of the mold, which eventually will become the bottom of the basket. So we've got 1 nail holding that in, and that's the only thing that's going to hold the basket for now. So let's get started. So now we take our splits, and of course, we're going to have to start to weave our basket. Here we go. We're going to take our first splint, and since this splint goes over this one, we're going to go under this one, and again under on the other side. Now we can start to weave. So this one is over, so we're going under this one, over this one, under this one. And on the other side, the exact same thing. This one is over, so we're going under, over, and under. And you can see already that we've started to make a pattern on the bottom of the basket. Now, of course, we would continue doing this all along the bottom until it was complete, and then we would begin the sides, and the sides would work the same way. So since this one is over, I would go under this one, over this one, under this one, and we would begin to weave the side of the basket. So now that we've completed the bottom of the basket, you can see what it looks like. Of course, then we would start on the sides and again continue our weaving. To show you what would be a partially completed basket, and here you can see the bottom, the sides, and the top. We've got it all complete with the handle. Now, as we told you before that each basket is made on a mold and each basket is used for a different purpose, here we've got a different kind of mold. And if you look here, you can see the baskets that were made on this mold. And these are much smaller baskets, and the purpose of these baskets would be to pick berries, blueberries, strawberries, raspberries. Different molds, of course, are different, and here you can see a huge mold, and this mold would be used to make a bushel basket. Now you can see that this basket is completely done, and if we put it right back on the mold, you'll see that it fits perfectly right back on the mold. And that, my friends, is Basket Making 101 here at Historic Richmond Town. We hope you enjoy it. Thank you so much.